Okay, what we have here is a newly renovated apartment with its own recording studio. Previous owner had a job opportunity from Japan, so everything's newly renovated and furnished. Alright, first off, we're going to check out the kitchen area. Alright, what we have here is nice Italian granite. It's nice maple wood, a lot of storage space for you and your wife. Got a stainless steel sink right here, and more stainless steel appliances. Okay, and right here we have the living area. Got a ping pong table, and underneath is a billiard set. Italian leather over there, and over in this area we have a nice fireplace for you and your wife, romantic setting. We got 2 chairs right here, an Italian leather futon. Alright, next off we'll be looking at the entertainment area. You guessed it, more Italian leather couches. Coffee table right here. Nice TV, brand new.
How wide is it?
70 inches.
Nice.
Alright, last off we'll take a look at the recording studio. Fully digital. Got 150 watt amplifiers right here. 36 track recording piece. Many guitars imported straight from Italy. We also have an extended sound booth in the other room. Alright, now that you've seen the place, how about we go sit down and you can make me an offer.
Alright.
Okay, so basically I'm going to be asking for $70K.
70K is a little too much. I can go 60.
I can't go as low as 60, but I can do 65 for you.
65 sounds like a great deal.
Sounds like we have a plan. I'll fax the contract to you the next day.
Perfect.
In this past scene, an offer was just made. An offer is simply a proposal to do something. For an offer to be legally binding, it must 1. Show contractual intent, 2. Must be communicated, and 3. It must have all the points definite and valid. Hey Tom, how you doing?
How's it going?
I'm good.
Thanks for taking your time out of your busy schedule.
You know, not a problem. Anything for an old friend.
Please.
Thank you. You know, should I light this for you?
Thanks.
Good deal. Let's go inside. Let's talk about this new housing contract of yours.
Great. Alright, please, sit down.
Thank you.
Alright, I just want to make sure that all this is legal. There's no holes or any dents in it. Please, take a look at it.
Well, you're really wise to call an experienced lawyer like myself. But before we go any further with this, let me explain to you some major aspects that must be present in a contract for it to be considered legal.
Alright?
First off, there must be an offer and an acceptance, in the sense that, in this case, the real estate agent makes an offer for the unit and you give him money in return, and in that, an acceptance is accepted.
Alright?
Now, genuine assent is the second part. Genuine assent means that there's no trickery or any false improvisations towards the signing of the contract, meaning that the real estate agent must have completely allowed you to sign the contract on your own will, no blackmail, no forcement. Third, we have legality, which there should be no issues considering the fact that you're simply buying a house. That's perfectly constitutional, no problems there. Fourth, we have consideration, which means that the promiser must have all of his demands met for this contract to be binding. Fifth, capacity, which obviously, since you're a legal adult and a citizen of the United States, no problem. You have the complete capacity to sign this contract. And last, the contract must be in proper form for it to be considered legal.
Alright, that being said, are there any holes in the contract?
Well, let me take a look at it tonight, and I'll get back to you around, let's say, 3 o'clock tomorrow. Does that sound good?
Sounds good to me.
Awesome. We'll try to get a good counteroffer ready for you.
Thank you.
All right, you take care, Mr. Cox.
You too.
So in this scene, to reiterate, we talked about what must be present in a contract for it to be considered legal. They are an offer and acceptance, genuine assent, consideration, capacity, legality, and proper form. Also, In this scene, the characters are putting together an express contract that's agreeable among all parties. An express contract is one that has all the details completely expressed with no vagueness whatsoever. The type of contract they are forming is known as a bilateral contract. A bilateral contract is one that's built off mutually binding promises. In this case, they're exchanging the house for money.
Oh, it's Rohan. Hey, Rohan.
Hey Tom, how's it going?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. So how's the contract looking?
Well, there are definitely some things that came to mind as I was going through this contract. First off, you probably want to make sure that the fact that it's fully furnished goes into this contract somewhere. I know your real estate agent told you that it comes fully furnished, but you can never be too careful, and having it documented in the contract is always wise. Also, I'd suggest that you have some kind of inspection conducted before you and your wife move in, just to make sure that there's nothing wrong with the place and that it's completely safe and livable. And lastly, I think you should make sure that the real estate agent gives you a documented form of all disclosures about the property, meaning that if there's anything wrong at all, that you are fully aware and no liability can be transferred on to somebody else. So is that all making pretty good sense there, Mr. Cox?
So do you think I should revoke the standing contract?
I think it would be wise to revoke it and make a reasonable counteroffer to your real estate agent.
Alright, thanks. I'm going to call my real estate agent right away and present these points. Thanks for your time.
So in the third scene, another two major points came up. First off, Mr. Cox decided to revoke the standing contract that Mr. Kuhn gave to him. To revoke means to reject the terms of that said contract. The second thing I'd like to discuss is what a counteroffer is. Together with his lawyer, Mr. Cox and my character, the lawyer, are in the process of putting a counteroffer together to present back to Mr. Kuhn, the real estate agent. This counteroffer is going to include some new terms along with terms that were already in the contract previously in respect to the offeree, which in this case is Mr. Cox.
Alright, now time to call Mr. Kuhn. Hey, Mr. Kuhn, I just wanted to bring up some points about the contract you gave me.
Hello, Mr. Cox. Yeah, sure, of course. What would you like to discuss?
Alright, first off, I want a fully documented disclosure form on anything that's happened on the unit. Alright, second, I want a clause in the contract saying that everything will be fully furnished just like you said. And third off, I want an inspection on the house to ensure the safety of my wife and I.
Oh yeah, you're absolutely right. Those all seem like valid points. And regarding the inspection part, I might have to bump up the price to 66 instead of 65 as before, if that's okay with you.
66,000 sounds great.
Yeah, that sounds fine. Is there anything else you'd like to add to the contract?
Well, there is one thing.
That's a very interesting point, and I'm sure I can accommodate with that, but say tomorrow we meet at the unit at around 3 o'clock and sign this new contract. Look forward to seeing you. See ya.
So in the fourth scene, another two major points came up. First off, I'd like to call your attention to the mirror image rule. The mirror image rule means that any points discussed previous to the signing of the contract must be present in the contract exactly how they were discussed. They can't be altered in any way to make sure that the contract has full integrity and it has complete genuine assent. Second, an acceptance. The signing of the contract will be the final acceptance, and verbally, Mr. Cox has agreed to the terms that him and Mr. Kuhn agreed upon.
Ah, Mr. Cox, good to see you.
Hello.
You ready to sign this contract?
Of course.
Please sit down. So as you requested, all the terms that you wanted are now put into the contract, and I made sure that I got that last term put in there also.
Sweet.
So you ready to sign?
Definitely. Thank you.
Can you guess what the mystery term of the contract was? It's a 1-month supply of donuts!